Hi guys, this is Katie Burns with Live Well, Valley 18, and I've invited my film crew out here to my barn to meet Hallelujah, my mule. And they say, you know, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. But as you just saw, you can lead a mule to water, and he'll drink. You know why? That's because they're really smart. And he's a good boy. But what I want to talk with you guys today is about movement and making yourself a priority, making your health a priority. Now, as you can see, Hal is a little dirty. And that's kind of how life is. Life gets muddy and it gets really hard. So what do we do when that happens? Well, you say, okay, this is my situation. What can I control and what can I not control? And that's just like in our first episode where we looked at what we can do. So I said, y'all come out. I'm going to give my mule a bath and we're going to talk about movement. So y'all bear with me. It's a little bit of a different episode. Just turning on the water there. Of course, he wanted to show you that yes, he can drink some more water. Got it kind of low. So often I've been having people come up to me and say, Katie, I know what to do, but I don't do it. Well, that's a common problem. And I say, well, that's where I come in, because you can know, hey, I'm not supposed to eat this, or I'm not supposed to eat that, or I know I need to not take a nap and I should go and exercise or go hiking with my family. Hang on, y'all, I got a kink in my hose. And so you have to have that mental mindset of, why do I need to do this? Why would I want to eat healthy? Why would I want to go exercise? Well, you want to do it because you're an amazing person who is valuable and you've got a purpose. Oh, Katie, they'll say, no, I'm not doing much, I just try and make it out there. And I can understand that. That's what Hallelujah was doing. He was just trying to make it out there and roll in the mud. And I said, hey, let's get up and go. Let's do something. And that's what you want to say to yourself. You want to say, I want to be the amazing person that God created me to be, and I'm going to live well. I'm going to take the body that I've got and the mind that I've got, and I'm going to use it for something good, because I promise you matter to somebody. We were just out last week with the House of Hope, and you can see that there are a lot of people that need help. I'm gonna get his face. I'm sorry, but it's dirty, honey. Ooh, he didn't like that. Okay, let me get my brush wet. And if you are not taking care of yourself and not being that amazing person, then how are you gonna help other people? How are you going to do all that? Heck, we don't even always know all that we're going to do. I didn't know back in, was it April? Where Ethan and I were talking at the cattle sale and saying, hey, Katie, I want some positive stuff to put on TV. I didn't know that I would be out here washing my mule for the lovely people at home, and having an opportunity to share with my friends some information that our community has, and to encourage you guys at home. I didn't know I was going to have that opportunity, and here I am. But you gotta be ready. You have to be open, and you have to say, I don't know. Just like when we were talking with Greg Smart Whoa. And he said, you know, the pastor of Pikeville United Methodist Church, we were there on the side porch, and he said, you have to be open with your goals. You have to be open to potentially, you know, what God has for you or for what might come along. And that was a really powerful statement. And that got me to thinking about how I got Hallelujah here. I wasn't looking for a mule. I'm a long-time horse owner. Got my first horse when I was 9, and I've had one ever since. Love them, love them. But I was having trouble finding a horse. You know, they can be expensive. And just wasn't quite finding the right match. And my sweet husband, David Burns, I don't mention him enough. Y'all know that's my family. You know, I married into cattle farming. And he got on Craigslist and he said, honey, how about a mule? You know, you do like those. And I said, yes, dear. I do like mules. They're very funny to look at with their long ears. But when you said you were going to buy me a horse, I was not envisioning a mule off of Craigslist. Now see, that was me being very closed-minded. And I thought about it overnight and the next day. And I was looking at his picture and I said, well, he sure does look nice. Well, let's just go see. Let's go down this road. And that's what I'm trying to tell you guys. Open the door. Try and see what's there. Go and explore. It might work out for you. It might not. But if you don't look, if you don't try, if you don't move forward, you won't know. And so I did move forward. I did go and visit this handsome guy right here. And I took him home. And he has been amazing. You've been amazing, Hal. Just amazing. I don't know. I may be a mule owner for the rest of my life. I love these things. Super smart. So guys, be open. Take care of yourself. Whoa, come on back here. He's like some grass. Take care of what you have and don't fall prey to the, I know what to do, I'm just not doing it. Well, do it. Start somewhere small, where we talked about just a little bit, just a mile. Just start walking a mile. Clean out your pantry. Make some donations. Get rid of those empty calories that you're consuming with your liquids. You know, phone a friend. Say, hey, do you want to partner with me? And let's focus on our health. Get a journal. You know, I've talked a lot about journaling. Start writing down, you know, your goals. What's going on in your life. Seeing if you have a lot of negative self-talk. And if you do, change it. Start mentally focusing on the positive. Don't be stubborn. Focus on the positive. See what's good in your life. Look for ways that God is blessing you. Don't just look at the mud. Don't just say, help me, I'm in the mud. Say, okay, perhaps this is a muddy situation and it's really bad, but where is God helping me? And, you know, who is God sending? I have so many people that close themselves off when they're going through hardship. They don't share it. They don't tell their family. They don't tell their friends. And they begin to get isolated. And they miss the ability for their friends and family to bless them because they're not sharing. They don't know. And they're missing out on the extra prayers. Just like Brenda at House of Hope just was saying, I just want the prayers. The prayers. And so if you don't share your story or allow people to help you, we can't help you. So think about those things as a beginning place. All right, I'm going to rinse him because I'm sure he's getting warm standing here in the sun. I sure do appreciate y'all sticking with me while I wash my mule. I guess you could really call this multitasking. So we've had some questions that you've emailed me. And what I've seen a lot of is you want to know about the grocery shopping list where I went shopping with Greta Van Winkle. And that's on my Facebook page, Katie Burns Live Well. And I just gave you kind of a general outline as to good foods that you could buy. And also you're really liking to have recipes. And so I'm trying to add on with that. But do look up on yourself, get on Google. There's a site called Skinny Taste. Lovely lady providing some recipes. Everyday foods with Martha Stewart, Whole Living. You know, and of course I got to give a shout out to my girl, Ree Drummond, the Pioneer Woman. Y'all got to be careful though. She is friends with butter and cream, big friends. So you're just gonna, you take her recipes carefully, but you can modify them and leave out some of those ingredients that we don't need to have every day and all the time. And she's got some good, easy stuff for y'all to cook. So look there when you're trying to figure out some recipes if I'm not getting enough out to you sooner. And I do want to remind you that you can email me, livewell@bledsoe.net, and I'll be sure to try and help you or put you in touch with someone who can. So see guys, think out of the box. Today, I really needed to give my mule a bath because he found mud. And my very accommodating film crew is behind the scenes, standing in the heat and possibly manure, I'm not really sure. But they didn't dress for coming to the barn and they said, okay, let's do it. Sometimes you just have to ask for help and ask for what you need, and that's a beginning place. So I really do appreciate you guys coming out today, and I'm going to next answer a question from one of our viewers. Thank you. Okay guys, a question that you've emailed in is asking me about what do you do if you are abused or suspect abuse of a child. So the definition of abuse, I thought I'd add this in here because some people don't really know, is causing harm to self or another person physically, psychologically, sexually, and by neglect. No, we don't want to do that, do we? No. So physically, psychologically, sexually, and by neglect. Whoa, how he may have a fly on him. Okay. So you want to first seek help and stop the pattern. Just because you think, you know, it's going to end or so-and-so is nice today, it really doesn't end. The only way to stop the cycle, and you may have heard this a lot before, the cycle of abuse, is to get out of it. Because it's really hard for people to change unless they are actively seeking help from, you know, a counselor or an aggression specialist. And I want you to know that a lot of times people are very verbally abusive, and people just live that way. And I mean, I see people after, you know, 20 years of marriage and they're still in this verbal abusive relationship, and it's just as equally hurtful as physical. And you have to, you know, protect yourself from that. Sorry guys, he's got a horsefly. You have to protect yourself from that and your children from that, because then they'll just learn and they'll repeat the pattern. And you don't want the children to go on and think that that is okay normally. You have to realize that you're worth more. You're worth respect. Every human is worth respect. and being treated with kindness. So you're not going to get that unless you demand it. It doesn't matter, you know, what you say. You're probably going to have to take action with your demand. You can't just say, I demand you treat me with respect. No, you're going to have to really do something, like be like, back up, get up. No, it's not going to happen. You have to be very clear with what you do and then follow it up with action. Otherwise, your words aren't going to mean anything. And respect is a root that grows from love. True love, people that really love you are kind. They are not abusive. So if you think that love is abuse or that goes hand in hand, it is not true. True love is kind, and they seek to build you up and encourage you and be gentle with their words. They don't want to tear you down. So seek to model that and give it back to each other. What you want to do if you suspect abuse or you feel that you are being abused is you want to report it to the Tennessee government. You can, how? you can, he's like itchy. You can get online and fill out a report, or you can call and fill out a report that way. I used to fill out my reports online because I felt like I could be a little more clear with my language. But any way that you feel comfortable, just as long as you know that you are obligated by law to report it if you know about it. And you know, later if they find out that you knew about it and you didn't report it, there could be some legal consequences. Actually, I'm glad I wrote this down, actually can lead to 3 months in jail, or a monetary fine, or both. So you want to call the police, and the abuse hotline is, ready? 877-237-0004. Don't be abusive, Hal. And so, guys, do report that. Don't take it. Don't take the abuse. Stand up for yourself, because nobody is worth being treated that way, and nobody should be treated that way, and especially children. You know, be kind with your words. Don't be harsh. That's going to stick with them for a lifetime. But thank you guys for tuning in. Hal's done with his bath. He's ready to go back to his barn where it's nice and cool. But I hope that this week you guys will take time to live well. Thanks.